Hey guys, Fast from X-Force again. Now today I've got a fairly sort of new blaster. It's been out for a little while. It's the He-E ACR. Alright, there's too many variations. Anyway, so basically that's the packaging it comes in. And I had a couple of these just flown in. I wasn't gonna, there was sort of mixed reviews on this one, so I just thought I'll do one just to sort of cover them. But as they come, that's basically it there. You've got a couple of items, a couple of attachments, safety glasses. Now these guys are pretty good and chuck in a discoloration target. So these basically, if you're hitting the pink areas, it changes color and actually will go back to the original color once it dries up. So they're really cool, but be mindful they're very thin and basically a cardboard. If you stick this on something hard, they will actually last longer. And of course instructions, which again are all in Chinese. Now a couple of little cool bits about this before I go into the actual build. Comes with a grip, which I gotta say is actually a really nice feel. It's got that sort of rubbery feel, but very nice and strong. So that's actually a really good quality grip. And a laser, typical sort of laser that you normally get with the blasters. A plastic ACOG. Now this is plastic, it's a very toyish, don't expect much, right? It does have some magnification, and I think you can do a little bit of dialing in, but yeah, don't get too okay. You can actually get in there. That's weird. It's like a hopper. Anyway, yeah, very basic. So unlike the ones that we sell that are, you know, decent quality, made out of metal, very cheap. But nice for looks. Look, you're not going to use them, so really, I mean, at the end of the day, if you just want it to look cool, yeah, you can whack that on and make it look a little bit more impressive. Safety first, of course, and a couple other bits in here. Basically, a tip for your barrel, some screws, some ammo, an actual iron sight. So actually, they have thrown a few bits and pieces in, which is really nice to see. For those that don't care so much about the aesthetics, but they do want it to look a little bit more realistic. So I'll whack that one in. I have put one together here prior, so I just wanted to sort of run through the bits and pieces. I'm not going to get too technical in regards to that. So let's have a look at the blaster itself. The ACR, as a lot of people can see, is pretty much a take on the SCAR. Very similar sort of features. This is our SCAR V2. This is your ACR. So very similar, but slightly different, of course. I actually don't mind the ACR. It does look apart, having that sort of stock that sort of has a little bit more round. Sort of, it feels quite nice on the shoulder. What can I say? One of the first things that you notice is it actually has a little bit of weight. They're quite a well-built unit. The nylon, it's got a nylon body, which is really nice to see, and it's quite a thick nylon, so you're not getting that, you know, when you press it, it's just, yeah, it's arching in. So it's a really nice strong blaster, so it does feel, you know, a lot better. Now I know a lot of you guys are more keen obviously on the J10, which is a similar product, but we're just doing this one now. Alright, so the stock actually does extend out, so you press these two little buttons here on both sides and it's adjustable. Yep. And also with this one it folds. Now the problem with this compared to the Jingming one is when you do fold, your battery connects. That's basically how the battery connects. So it's quite nice and it's clean, but at the same time it means that if you do fold it, your battery now is not connected. So this is probably another thing if you wanted to save battery life or whatever and not be able to shoot. That's one way to go on safe, you know. Alright, so fire select is a very small switch, not exactly something that I'm too keen on. Very small and has no clicking, not much clicking in the way of, it clicks on safe and then yeah, it kind of just rolls through on the other ones. But funny enough, so that's your semi and that's your full, so it actually does work, which is surprising. Inside you've got a Gen 8, so that's really the thing that sort of got me is being a Gen 8 in there, it does actually work. Now the other really cool thing is the mag release is just flush with the body, so you don't have that mag release that sticks out. So it's actually a cool little feature because it's not, you know, it's nice and flush, very clean aesthetics there, and you know, the other side too, a very clean body in that sense, you know, and it just looks nice, and it's got a nice, you know, a fairly decent sized button, so you know, if you're pressing it, it's it ejects and it, you know, clips in every time. Other than that, what else can I tell you? The one difference that I do recall with the Jingming one is this one actually does come with some rails. The top one is similar, but it actually comes with side and bottom rail, which is pretty cool. As you know, I like a bit of rail real estate, so to attach a few bits and pieces. The screws also, if you can so see, they've got a decent size screws in here, so they're really nice. They're you know, a bit better quality. And now the mags, these are similar to the Punisher. I think the J10s sort of went down this road now with the clear window, so you can actually see the amount of gels that are left in your magazine. But these are similar to the Punisher, which do not fit or will work with any other blasters. So this and the Punisher will work together, but that's it. So if you are getting this blaster, your Gen 8 or any other mags are going to be basically useless. Alright, so just remember that. Now, one other thing is battery compartment. So that is, you basically got a, hold on, how did I do that? I've done it once, alright? Alright, so you pull and lift, alright, so it's actually, it's not the biggest, but it's actually not a bad sized compartment. Funny enough, I've got an 11 in there. I can't remember what they normally come with, but I've just chucked in an 11 because that's the first thing that I kind of had in hand, and they always go a little bit better. Alright, so it's a good spot. I find, and actually, like I said, it's actually a decent size compartment. So I've got an 11, around 11 in there. That fit no problem. Yeah, I didn't bother with the tip, but yeah, you've got your tip, and you can attach other bits and pieces, I presume. Let me just check on that. So yeah, slightly tight, but there you go. So you can attach other sort of suppressors and tips if you want. All right, what else can I say? Look, it's I said to you, it's a Gen 8, but it's a variation of a Gen 8. It's not exactly a Jingming Gen 8. They are slightly different. Quality wise, from what I hear, not obviously the same, not the greatest. They are upgradable, but to a certain point. The shell and that somewhat weaker. But look, for the price, I think they're under $200 for a full nylon shell with a Gen 8. You know, quite a good looking blaster. I think it's not a bad deal. You know, if somebody was just looking for something just to, you know, piss butt around, play with, a good quality blaster that, you know, if it does drop, they're not going to break. These guys are pretty decent. Alright, so before I go, I just want to measure for those guys that want to know the length of these. It goes around 74, probably be around, I'd say close to 80 probably by the time you put the tip on. So that's centimeters. One thing I did forget to mention, and I believe it's probably in there somewhere, it would have one of these, I haven't put it on there, but it would have one of these little handles similar to the scarf, a little bit different one, but something similar, where you put it in there and it actually does have priming. Okay, so right about there, pull that back, and it actually does, yeah, it's got priming feature, which is nice. All right, that's it from me here. Let's go and test it out and see how this bad boy does, eh? Hey guys, so back at our crowded firing range in here in our warehouse with the He-E ACR. Alright, so now I've got my mag all filled up there, and I dropped it. Clumsy, it's a weekend, I'm ready to go home, eh? Alright, so let's give this a bad boy. Now, I explained to you guys about the fact that it does have a priming. I don't have the little lever with me, but basically I'm just going to use a pen. There you go. Bad boy's ready to go. So I'm just going to go with some full auto. Okay, so let's see with Alright, so semi with a couple of doubles in there. So right, so it's not a bad sort of spread on there. We're able to sort of hit that basically black bit of the target quite a bit. Hitting the orange bit in the middle, well, middle upper top bit is slightly harder, but I mean, for a gel blaster to have an accuracy of that good is fairly rare. it's not bad on, say, 10 meters. Obviously, most of us would, you know, we're working on having something a little bit longer in the future, but at 10-meter range, which is roughly where you're going to go half the time, is not a bad blaster. It does seem to have a little bit of a fall. I wanted something a bit more straighter, but look, it does quite well. Alright, so I'm going to take it for a quick spin on the old chrono and see how it performs here. Let's remember Gen 8, yeah? Alright, so we've got quite a range in here, but it seems like the majority, I don't know if you guys can see, the average is 222, which is really where I'm sort of looking. 218, 222, 219, around that 220 area, where it seems to be. I find that's the best way to empty a mag. I'll chuck a new one in here and give it a bit more juice. Of course, I'm not condoning you keep your finger pressed for that long, but I just wanted to get a bit more. So really, let me have a look, see if you guys can see. Yeah, that's pretty clear. 221, 227, 220, 210, 212, 242, 239, 220. It says 255 average, but I really reckon that 220 mark is where it's at. So 220. Look, could be the gel. I'm using some clears. I haven't got any oranges. They are in there, but they're not quite ready. Could get better results maybe with some oranges, but as we speak, that's what it is with the clears. Looking at them, you know, they could have probably been in the water for a bit longer, but look, 220, 230, I'd call it around there, but 220 is actually not a bad number to go with. Chuck a hop up on it and probably a 1.25 spring, and I reckon it'll do pretty well, and an O-ring, of course. So I know I've seen some of these go in the high 20s and high 200s, which is a pretty good number to have. All right, so that's all from us. He ACR, they could have done better, but certainly not a bad blast. Look, at this point in time, a lot of these manufacturers got to be prepared to up their game, because a lot of them are coming out with some really decent blasters. There's some pretty good ones coming out there. Jingming have definitely stepped it up. You know, we got the Lahui with the cruise vectors. So these guys are really gonna, you know, push the limits a bit now. So build wise, great. Gen 8, so. Yeah, not bad. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully that answers a few of your questions. If you got anything else, just message us. They're on the website www.x-force-tactical.com. And yeah, if you got any messages, shoot us a message on Facebook. And yeah, we're always happy to answer. Anyway, stay safe, don't do anything silly. We've had meetings with the coppers here in Queensland, and they're frontier the campaign for people to sort of stay safe and, you know, think, stop before they go out with them. Make sure you carry it in a bag or cover it so the public don't see them. And yeah, just do the right thing, guys, and we'll all have fun. Thank you. Thanks for watching.